By now, fall is really upon us, and what better way to celebrate it with a drink that was popularized by Starbucks because they also wanted to capture fall in a drink, just like how they did with a peppermint latte for the winter season. And I really love it. You're gonna love it. It's gonna be an easy recipe. So let's get started. So first thing, we're gonna make a quick pumpkin syrup with some water in a pan and some regular sugar. The ratio is 1:1 for sugar and water. Just turn the pan on medium heat. Just whisk the sugar in. All you have to wait for is for the sugar to dissolve with the water. And you can tell it's happening relatively quickly. Now once it's all dissolved, add in your condensed milk right in there. And also add in about 1/3 of a cup of pumpkin puree. And here is some homemade pumpkin spice. So we have allspice, ground ginger, nutmeg, cinnamon, and ground cloves as well. I'm gonna give this all a quick mix. You'll find the recipe down below with all the numbers. And now add 1 or 2 teaspoons, just based on your taste. You can add more if you want, to this mixture. We're also gonna add in about a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And then just mix all of this together. Next, just heat that for 1 to 2 minutes and you're done. And now let's talk about the actual coffee part of this latte. Now talking about coffee, let me tell you about today's sponsor. Javy. Javy is really an amazing way to just enjoy coffee. There's all kinds of different flavors and it's really going to make your coffee game much better and simpler. And because of how easy it is to use Javy in all kinds of hot, cold drinks or desserts, let me tell you 2 ways of making the coffee part of this drink. You can either do this entire step in the microwave or do it on the stove as I'm doing. So start by adding your milk into a saucepan, turn the heat to about medium and just heat it until you start seeing some steam. And as that's warming through, go ahead and add in your Javy as well. I have this original flavor, but there are so many other different types of flavors. I also have a pistachio flavor in the fridge and I'm holding that off for something special. You only need about a teaspoon for each serving. So I'm going to put 2 teaspoons for my 2 cups of milk. Just give that a quick stir. You can just see instant coffee right away. And you know I don't do brand collabs that often, but when I do, it's because I actually like the product, because I don't want to tell you something to use or buy or try that I don't really believe in. So everything here is kind of curated and I've actually vetted out if it's actually worthwhile for you. And when it comes to milk and heating it, it's always a good idea to just stir the bottom every so often to make sure nothing is really getting stuck there. You should look out for your milk to start steaming just like this with little bubbles on the edges. So our milk is now ready. So now let's make this special. So what you want to do is add some of this nice syrup into that scalded milk. And you can really put as much or as little as you want. Those lumps you see are just some spices, some cinnamon, so don't worry about that. Use the recipe as a guide and just put as much or as little in here. That's probably just around 4 to 6 tablespoons. And now you want to foam up the milk. It's gonna add a really nice, pleasing, fluffy texture to your drink. And if you don't have a foamer, you can just use a blender or just a whisk and just foam up that milk. Oh, and besides just foaming, it also helps to kind of incorporate the pumpkin, because it is a thick kind of syrup because there's pumpkin in it. So it helps to kind of incorporate that so it doesn't just settle at the bottom as you're having your drink or serving it. And now it's time to serve. So grab a ladle and just get a nice spoonful. If you're good at pouring, which I'm not, you can pour this as well. You don't have to use a ladle. I'm just so bad at pouring. Now this is a great time to taste and add more pumpkin syrup if you want. And now go ahead and add in some whipped cream over the top. And then sprinkle the top with some of your pumpkin spice. Oh, and as promised, here's our Starbucks drink. So it's literally fresh from the store. Now don't worry too much about the cream because yeah, it's gonna melt into your hot drink. Same thing's gonna happen here. But it just looks good. And For me, I'm a sucker for the Starbucks specialty drinks. It's just so good. But if you can just find a way to make it at home as well, maybe you can just have it more often. That's my whole agenda of making this at home. Something like this needs to have a taste test. So I'm gonna taste the Starbucks one first. Okay, this one. It's very similar. The only difference is I actually taste more pumpkin in there. It's not grainy. If that's what you're thinking, because you put puree, it's not grainy at all. You just get more fall, more pumpkin. And I think you'll appreciate this. So, cheers to a great fall. And for more videos just like this, hit subscribe, hit the bell icon, and I'll see you in the next one. And if you like this, be sure to check out my Starbucks Cafe Mocha. That's a kicker.